So we're here at Long Beach for the Side convention, and we're going to be talking to some of the top agents about how to succeed in 2023 in unorthodox and unconventional ways. We know that our local markets, at least in our market, prices are down over 20% and inventory is down over 45%. These people are winning. Let's ask them and see what they have to say. So as real estate agents, we always talk about production numbers, your gross commission income. We mastermind around the skills that you need, but there's a missing piece, and that's the holistic approach to running a successful business. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a part of this mastermind group called Go Abundance, and in there are 5 pillars that we focus our lives on outside of just the day-to-day business. The first is age-defying health. Why would this be worth it if you work so hard to develop the business and get the income, but not have the ability to live the lifestyle you want afterwards because your health has declined? Don't sacrifice your health for the business today. The next pillar is horizontal income. And it would feel so weird for you to work so hard, but the moment you stop spending your time, the income stops as well. That's where horizontal income, aka cash flow, is important. Whether you buy business assets or real estate assets, you need to make sure that you're reinvesting what you're making. The third pillar is bucket list adventures. I know a lot of us are workaholics. It's hard for us to take time off or even to justify taking time off. But what lifestyle are you building for those around you? Not just for yourself to enjoy, but if you could take your family to places that you don't expect to, how many more experiences would you guys have if you did that every year, every half year, every quarter? Next is accountability. We talked a little bit about family, but accountability starts with being accountable to yourself for the things that you want to accomplish, but there's so many people important in your life that you're working hard for them too. So you being accountable to the people that matter most in your life is what really you should show up for. And lastly is contribution. Now that you've been able to fill your cup, how can you help others by filling theirs? For example, for myself, I've learned so much in this business by copying what other people do and learning from others. I didn't reinvent it myself, so how can I recontribute what I've learned so it benefits other people? And it's not just money in contributions, it's also the time that you can spend to better someone's life. And those are the 5 pillars that are always top of mind for myself and some like-minded individuals. Let's go out and talk to other agents to see what they have to say about it. My question to you is, how can you help agents focus on one of the core pillars of contribution to help them succeed in 2023?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in 2023, one of the best ways to add value to everywhere you are is to contribute first, right? Rather than trying to cold call, make calls, or just focus on the sales. Right. Find a way to create value wherever you go, right? So contribution can be time, talent, treasure, right? Looking for a way that you can contribute, volunteer your time. You can contribute in the way that you can leverage your resources or maybe even with your money. And by adding value to the circles that you're around, you'll instantly create relationship and people will want to bring value back to you. So that would be a way to use contribution to grow your business in 2023.
A little counterintuitive, but we know it works because we see you in action.
So awesome, man.
Cool, yeah. So for this year, I'm really focused on age-defying health as one of my main pillars because I feel like that really helps me translate into all other areas. So it's kind of a foundational piece for me where I'm going to come in each day with more energy, be a better leader, stay healthy. I have 2 young kids, so I want to be there to walk my daughters down the aisle later in life. And so I also noticed that's an area where I have some room for improvement. After a couple crazy busy years, I was experiencing burnout and kind of neglecting my own personal health. So this is the perfect time to lean back into it. And that's one of my big goals this year.
2 things that are going to allow me to succeed that I need to work on outside of my business are age-defying health and bucket list adventures.
Let's talk about it.
Age-defying health, every single day, move my body, focus on sweating, make sure I sweat for at least 30 minutes to 1 hour per day, however that is. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, martial arts, burpees, lifting weights, hitting the Peloton, whatever it is.
Why is that important?
It's extremely important for a number of reasons, primarily because it's proven that regular fitness and especially high-intensity fitness will prevent and essentially cure dementia. I don't know about cure, but prevent dementia. So that'll allow my brain to remain sharp and allow me to have high levels of energy. And that'll allow me to achieve more of my goals and also to do and be present for the things that I love and love doing.
Health for me is going to be very important this year because I think obviously physical activity like working out is going to help with mental clarity, focus, and it keeps yourself accountable, determined. Like I just finished in January a 300-mile on the Peloton. So I did, averagely you're supposed to do 10, but there's one day I did like 25 miles. And the previous month I did like 3,000 floors. And so it's like consistency. It helps you stay focused.
What I'm focusing on in 2023, just to make sure that I keep myself at a very high mental and physical level, is my health. Honestly, we'll be crushing it, getting multiple deals and on the books. That's great and all, but if you can't really feel good about that because you're not eating the right things, you're not really getting enough sleep, I mean, there's only so far you can go. You're gonna burn out. You're not gonna feel great about the great things that you are doing. Right. Maybe you are doing really, really great things. You're helping a lot of families, but you might not feel like you're doing a lot of great because you're not doing good by you first. So again, one of my biggest goals is to make sure that I really take care of myself first. Maybe wake up at 4 a.m. like I used to when I first met Wilson, back in the KW days. Wake up at 4 a.m., make sure I get my mind right, my soul right, get a good workout in, and then take care of everybody else at a high level once I'm performing at a high level.
Give us your best tip for bucket list adventures and what people could do.
Man, so one of my biggest advice is I actually just learned this a few months ago. I went to a GoBundance convention, and there's a bucket list person over there. I wish I can remember his name, but he has a book about my bucket list, and there's something called reverse bucket list. So there's a bucket list which like typically like goals, like I want to travel with family, I want to travel, take my family somewhere, or like go climb Mount Everest. But there's also like a reverse bucket list where like, hey, things that you have done that like when things are not going well, but you remember some things in the past like that you accomplished, such as, hey, I bought my parents a property 5 years ago, like things like that, right? So I think this is like a fuel to what you're doing in life. It's not just about doing deals, selling real estate, or whatever you're doing, right. But it's something to really aim for. And personally, one of the things that I'm really excited about, and even though my life is going pretty crazy right now with everything that's happening and all this pivoting, is I'm actually taking my parents to Paris next week. Love and my parents are they're not getting any younger, and like thinking about like, hey, I get to do something where like kind of like to pay what what they have done for us. It's a big deal, and I'm excited for it.
My question to you, Priya, is how to help agents succeed in 2023, specifically around accountability. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would say go get a mentor, get a coach. My coach, Raquel, she helps me a lot. Every week we meet for like 30 minutes. Accountability, just seeing where my business is at, what I need to do next, and she just like keeps me on track. So I would say find a mentor, get a coach, shadow a top producing agent, but just learn from someone who's already having a lot of success.
Tony Robbins said, we all have something that drives us, or something that is the kind of theme about our lives. And for different people, it's different things. Like there's freedom, there's family, there's consistency, there's security. And for me, mine is, I would have to say, adventure. And I just love experiencing new things. I love meeting people from different backgrounds and different cultures, and learning about them, and specifically learning about their food, because I love to eat, and seeing different places and where people are from, and that diversity is just, I don't know, it's like, I love it. Something within my soul yearns for that.
Yeah, and I think it makes you a much more well-rounded person to really understand other people and cultures too, so appreciate that. So we're back at home from Long Beach, and there's two things I want to share that I'm focused on in 2023. First is family time. The reason why that's important is we need to make sure we time block specifically to spend time with those that we love, because not everyone's gonna be here forever. What I do realize is we're not getting any younger, and in fact, our parents are not getting any younger. And there's a limited amount of time that we're able to spend with them. We may take for granted that they are here and they're present, they're a phone call away, but what about the memories that we can create together? Because you might not remember every single phone call, but if you're doing something, you're planning it together and you meet in person, it's just that much more meaningful. And that's why meeting with our families is so important. Next is health. Now, when I think of health, it sums up everything from what you eat to what you spend your time doing to what you feed your brain and what you feed obviously yourself that you put in your body. Health is important because you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the assets in the world, but if you have a lingering cough, if you have some lingering problem that is painful or that bothers you, that's what you're gonna focus your attention on versus everything you've worked so hard for. So for me, living a healthy lifestyle means I take multiple walks every single day with my dogs. Secondly is I'm very conscious about what I put in my body that's gonna deliver consistent energy. And that's going to be less processed foods, less sugars, and less salty items. So we talked about health and we talked about family time, and I see it as filling your cup for your personal side. Because if you have a full cup in your personal side, then you can contribute in your business to be able to add value to strangers, to other people that need you. And as you fill the second cup, you can pour it back into your personal side by funding the lifestyle you want. And it's a self-fulfilling circle. Because if you can balance that within your life, I think you're gonna live a very fulfilling life. And that's what I'm planning to do and focus on to have a successful 2023. We hope you found this video helpful. Let us know whose advice resonated with you. Until the next one.